The squirrel was magic!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I see one person. Oh, two people. All right. Welcome. This is, as always, it's Tuesday, so that means it's Heckles Horror time. I'm your host, TJ, here to provide the heckles and the horror for your enjoyment. That's really all I had planned for the introduction, so I just winged it. So first on the agenda tonight, want to talk about 605 at 605. Me and Roman, we just filmed our, well, not a newest episode, but we filmed an episode. We're kind of shooting them out of order and releasing them as we receive stuff to edit into the episode, so I can't really say it's a new episode because I don't know if it's going to come out after the real new episode. I don't know. But anyway, that's beside the point. Filmed an episode earlier this week on, what was that, Saturday, I think? Our guest on that episode was Sean Burkett of Concept Media. We talked about his upcoming film, Don't Fuck in the Woods 2. Talked about past projects that he's been a part of, such as Betsy and Failing Grace, and among others that Concept has put out. Yeah, it was a really good episode altogether. We're just waiting on what are we waiting on? No, actually, come to think of it, I think we have everything. It's just Roman needs to put the one of the teaser trailers into the episode, I believe. I don't know. Roman told me, but I can't really remember. But yeah, Sean was on the episode. It was a really good episode. It's going to be a longer episode altogether. Once we get the trailers put into it and everything that we need to put into it, I think Roman said that it's going to be like 50 minutes or something like that. So that's going to be a good episode. But yeah, he talked about Don't Fuck in the Woods 2, the upcoming film that we are partnering with Concept Media. Studio 605 and Concept Media are partnering up for that project, and we're really excited about it. Matter of fact, we have a teaser trailer, one of two teaser trailers. We're going to show one tonight and probably show the other one next week. But we have one teaser trailer for Don't Fuck in the Woods 2, which we are starting filming on that in June in Oxford, Ohio at Camp America, if anybody's familiar with that.
The same one that you filmed the requel?
Yeah. We filmed the good vast majority of Campground the Requel at the same campground. It's a great place. They're really accommodating. Really good people, really nice people. Pretty much gave us, when we did Requel there, they pretty much gave us free reign of the entire place. We stayed on site in a cabin. They've got like cabins and stuff that you can stay in. We stayed on site. Again, like I said, free reign of the place. And I mean, as long as we cleaned up after ourselves and everything. But yeah, they, when we went with Sean, hell, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, back in maybe December or something like that. Went with Sean up there to scout it, because he hadn't been there before. Went up there with Sean to scout it, and he loved it. And like I said, the guy that owns it, I can't think of his name, but he was really excited. He seems excited to have another film shooting there. So that'll be cool to go back there. We're shooting that for a solid week. That'll be cool to be back there and kind of reminisce about the old times that we've spent there. But like I said, we have a short teaser trailer. I think it's only like a minute and a half long or something, for Don't Fuck in the Woods 2. As I said earlier, this is one of two. We'll show one tonight. Then we'll probably show the other one next week. But, so yeah, if you want to roll that first trailer when you're ready.
Keep talking for a minute.
And he told me to keep talking to him for a minute, so. What's up, guys? Oh, yeah. Oh, before we even go on, Brandon Pruitt just posted the link to our Indiegogo for Cinematic Reality, which I'm going to be talking about that here in a minute as well after we show this trailer. But, I don't know how to pin it. You'll have to pin it. So, yeah, here's the teaser trailer for Don't Fuck in the Woods 2.
To be a vacation. Come get me, motherfuckers.
Still watching the trailer. So yeah, that was the teaser trailer for Don't Fuck in the... Am I still on this one or that one? This one. This one? What's up? How you doing? But yeah, that was the teaser trailer for Sean Burkett's upcoming Don't Fuck in the Woods 2. If anybody is familiar, anybody that's watching is familiar with Concept Media, the first Don't Fuck in the Woods, it blew the fuck up. I think at one point it was even on IMDb's like top, what was, do you know what I'm, like top 40 or something? It was ahead of Spider-Man Homecoming at one point.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, it was ahead of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I don't know, it's got a pretty big cult following, so it's gonna be a really fun one to work on. I'm here, time to talk that shit. Well, welcome to the show, Danielle. Late. I'm just kidding, we were late too, so you're actually just in time. You haven't missed much. So yeah, on the note of a project that we're working on, like I said a minute ago, Brandon posted in the comments, he posted the link to Studio 605 solo project, Cinematic Reality, which we are shooting that in April, next month actually. I just checked it earlier. I can't remember the exact percentage that we're at, but I know that we were at 950, so whatever the percentage of that is. I'm terrible at math, so don't judge me. But oh, it's empty. But yeah, we are at $950. Looking for 4,000 to shoot this movie. Got a lot of really good perks, as I've mentioned on previous episodes. We've got some really good perks. Pre-order the movie. You can pre-order the DVD. You can get a special edition, Indiegogo only edition of a Blu-ray DVD combo that comes loaded with extra features, behind the scenes stuff that you won't be able to find on the official released Blu-ray when that comes out later toward the end of the year, early next year sometime. But yeah, you can pre-order the DVD and you can have it first before anybody else even gets their grubby little paws on it. So there's that. There's other really cool things like flash drive fun, where we send you a flash drive with exclusive behind the scenes stuff, script shots of the official script that we're shooting on, cast and crew interviews, things like that. That's going to be a really cool one. Like I said, just click on the link that Brandon posted in the comments, I believe. Andrew just pinned it to the comments too, so it's right there, right at the bottom or the top, whatever. Yeah, I guess the bottom. So just click on that, head to the Indiegogo for Cinematic Reality and check that out. Like I said, we have some really cool perks. That's another one that we're really excited to do. That's been in the works for a long time. Script is finished. I've read the script. Script is excellent. Brandon Pruitt, who is directing the film, actually wrote the script as well. Did a hell of a good job. Brandon, I know you're watching. Excellent job, man. I love the script. 1/4. What does that mean, Danielle? 1/4.
Missed 1/4 of it already, maybe.
I just checked it. I have no idea what it said, quote unquote. Here we go. It begins. I'm barely 10 minutes into the stream and Brandon's already starting his bullshit. So yeah. Cinematic Reality, click the link, head to that, head to the Indiegogo, check it out, check out our perks. Contribute if you can. If you can't, share and like the page, like the Cinematic Reality Facebook page. You can find it under Cinematic Reality. If you go to Studio 605's Facebook page, you can find links to the Indiegogo and the Cinematic Reality page on...
Say script again and look way too hard into the camera.
Do what? Look. Script. Like that?
Yeah, hang on, do it on the closer one.
Script. Did you hear my balls drop too? I think I just went through puberty. My voice cracked. You witnessed it here first, boys and girls. My balls just dropped on Facebook Live and I'm going through puberty. Oh God. All right, moving on. Enough of this nonsense. We got a show to do here. Let's get started. No. Oh, another thing before I do go on. I actually just found this out when I got here tonight. Andrew just told me. There have been rumors floating around for a while that Rob Zombie was doing a sequel, well, not a sequel, another sequel to Devil's Rejects. I knew that there were rumors going around, and I never heard anything like official or concrete about it or anything. But Andrew told me tonight when I got here that apparently they announced it's official today. They announced it. Devil's Rejects 3. What'd I say it was called?
The 3 from the devil.
Hell's 3 or 3 of Hell or
something like that. I have to look
it has the number 3 and the word hell in it. It's something like that. Just Google that bitch. But yeah, me and Andrew were talking about that before we went live here. That if it's half as good as Devil's Rejects was, I'll be pleased. Because in my opinion, I know Andrew agreed with me when we were talking about it earlier. Devil's Rejects, as far as I'm concerned, is a masterpiece. That movie is so fucking phenomenal. And I told Andrew this too, and I'll admit it right here live. I like Devil's Rejects. I know people are probably gonna hate me, but I like Devil's Rejects better than I like House of a Thousand Corpses. Fight me, fool! I'm ready to go.
Better story.
It really is, dude. It really is. Like, I mean, it was so much more. I don't know. It was just really.
The craziness of 1,000 Corpses was way better, I think.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love House of a Thousand Corpses, but I just love the story and the way that they.
Yeah, the doctor was trash. Yeah.
Do what?
She said doctor was trash. Maybe in the House of 1,000 Corpses, I felt like it was like there was a build up and then I was let down.
Yeah. I felt like that too. Yeah, definitely. Oh God, did you? Did you see what Brandon said? Don't let Andrew read comments. He reads at a 5th grade level. What a dick. Oh, Danielle dropped the Yas King. Jesus. What, another shitty Rob Zombie movie? Brandon, come on, here we go. Previews in effect. 13 minutes in. Previews. No, she said Devil's Rejects. DR, she abbreviated Devil's Rejects. What? I guess me and you are in the minority here, bro.
I guess.
Like I said, fight me. We're fighting when I come on. Oh yeah, that's right. Since Danielle, yesterday was Danielle's birthday, and even though she's talking trash and talking shit, I'm gonna say it anyway. Happy late birthday, Danielle, even though I told you yesterday, but I want to do it live on the air, too. And when you come on, yeah, we'll fight. And you can say whatever you want to me, but I got some shit to say to you, too. So, it's going down. Hope you bring your boxing gloves. Yeah, she said Devil's Rejects is trash. You're crazy. If you're going to talk, Andrew, get on mic.
I guess my settings, I have it set. You are crisp, and I'm not in there anymore.
Oh, really? Oh, gotcha. I like that. I like when you're on, though.
I mean, I just have to talk louder.
Oh, you gotta make your voice carry. So anyway, moving on from that. So yeah, Rob Zombie's got a new Devil's Rejects coming out, despite what Danielle and Brandon say. Just, it's gonna be. I think it'll be good. Hopefully. What did I say? What did I say? We did Don't Fuck in the Woods. Oh, Kill of the Week. That's where we're going next. So yeah, last week was we started a Kill of the Week little segment, and what was last week? I don't remember what last week's was, but it was Stitches. That's right, it was Stitches with the head blow up thing. But I really liked that little segment. I think it was a really good idea. So we're gonna continue that segment into this week, and this week is gonna be a little bit different. This week you get a twofer. Well, I guess it's kind of a threefer, but it's a horror movie, so the killer's never really dead. So it's really only a twofer. But it's a good one, though. I know that I mentioned, I don't know, a few episodes back that my favorite kill that I've ever seen in a movie is from Adam Green's Hatchet, the first Hatchet movie. So it's my show. I had to go with that kill. But like I said, this is a twofer. So we'll go ahead and we'll move into... believe it or not, TJ, unlike the Evil Dead remake, we are in total agreement about House of the Thousand. See, Corey, I think that's Corey. I don't see a name next to it, but I assume that's you, Corey, that's commenting under Magic Squirrel. And I assume this because I know that you're not a fan of the Evil Dead remake, and I am. But we are in total agreement about House of a Thousand Corpses sucking dead dog ass. I never said that it sucked. I just said that I think Devil's Rejects is a far superior film. But I do like House of a Thousand Corpses. It's just nowhere near as good as the sequel. But Andrew, Jesus, Brandon knows what. Oh, Roman's watching this time. Roman never watches. Welcome to the show, Roman. Oh, he misses you. That's sweet. Yeah, Brandon knows what's good. Come on, we all know that. Yeah, because... If you can't remember anything, how do you know what films are good? I am questioning your judgment. All right, Brandon. Jesus, I'm moving on. Here's the kill of the week.
I had it all pulled up and everything, and we just kept talking.
God. Oh, I guess I should tell you this. I think I already said it, but this kill of the week is from Adam Green's Hatchet. It involves one of my favorite kills in horror movie history. So, here we go. Is it ready? Mm-hmm. Here it is.
Baby, everything's gonna be all right. We don't need those movies. Those cowards!
Stop! We need to stick together.
Everything's gonna be just fine. We have the good Lord with us, baby. The good Lord will protect us.
So, before I even talk about the kill of the week, Brandon commented while we were watching that of course Devil's Rejects is God. Of course Devil's Rejects is better than House. Anything is better than a steamy pile of shit. Worded only the great way that Brandon can word it. Well, regardless of any of your opinion, I like Devil's Rejects. Andrew likes Devil's Rejects, and Danielle said that it was more Western. I don't really see it as being Western-y, really. Well, I mean, I guess I can kind of see where she's got, like, yeah, the cow, like the sheriffs and everything. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can kind of see that, but and besides, anyway, I like Western, so works for me. So yeah, back to the kill of the week. That was from Adam Green's Hatchet. The kill where Victor Crowley rips the chick's head in half hamburger ways is fucking amazing. Like how they shot that is so cool. Like it was all done practical, which practical is always the way to go, I think. I love practical effects. And the way that they pulled it off was when the camera pans around, they cut it like Victor Crowley grabbed the real person. Camera spun around, did the 360 around him, and when it came around to his back, they made the cut and then switched out the actor with, or the actress with the special effect, the dummy or whatever. And camera came back, continued around, and then he ripped the dummy's head in half. And it was just such a cool way to go about that shot, go about that kill. And the payoff was phenomenal. It's so good. It's such a good kill. Hatchet for life. See, Roman knows. Roman is watching. Like I said earlier, Roman never. This is the first time I think I've ever seen Roman watch. But Roman is the epitome of an Adam Green fan. He is a huge fan of Adam Green. So he said, Hatchet for life. If anybody knows, if you're going to listen to anybody, if you haven't seen Hatchet, if you're going to listen to anybody, listen to Roman. Because, like I said, he is the epitome of an Adam Green fan.
Victor Green is God, Corey.
Victor Green. She's sexy. Who's sexy? I don't know who she was talking about. See, Roman likes rejects too, so so Danielle and Brandon are in the minority now. Yes, Jan. God. Yes, Danielle, I did say hamburger ways, because that's how he did it. He ripped it in half like a hamburger. You got the hamburger way, which is this way, and then you got hot dog way, which is this way. Didn't you learn anything in elementary school? Damn. Yeah, the word horizontal goes hot dog. It's hot dog ways. What are you talking about? Oh, Sherry Moon is sex. That's who she said. I don't, like... Sometimes I think she is, but sometimes I think she's not. I don't know. She's It must just be when the light hits her the right way. I don't know. But, So yeah, that was the kill of the week. The hamburger way head rip, and then the hatchet through, I can't think of that actor's name, but the hatchet through the shoulder all the way down to the waist. That was another really cool kill that they did. Pretty much any kill in any of the Hatchet movies really are fucking awesome. And I don't know if anybody, well, I know a couple of, I know Brandon and Roman both have seen Victor Crowley, which is the 4th installment of the Hatchet series. Adam Green went on a national tour late last year with Victor Crowley. He shot it in secret, and then surprised the fans with a national theater tour. And me, Brandon, and Roman, all three of us were lucky enough to go to a theater. We didn't get to go together, which sucked, but me and Brandon went to one in Indianapolis, and Roman went to, correct me if I'm wrong, Roman, I believe Columbus. Roman went to Columbus, and we all got to meet Adam Green at our showings that we each went to. Got to meet Adam Green, but back to what I was saying about kills, though. There in Victor Crowley in the fourth installment, there are one in particular. Altogether, there are some really good kills in that movie, but one in particular really, really stands out. And as a matter of fact, Victor Crowley is available now also. You can find that in Walmart. I know I've seen it in Walmart. You can get it at probably, I assume, most retailers, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, FYE, things like that. But if you're gonna get that movie, if you want that movie, I highly recommend ordering it from Adam Green's website, ariscope.com, because if you order it from him, I believe that during the theater tour, whatever that he went on last year, if I remember correctly, I believe that he said that the version that you get from his website is going to be the theatrical version that everybody got to see. It's going to have all of the kills, no cuts, no anything like that. So I guess it's going to be like a director's cut type thing. But if you buy it in stores, that's the version that the MPAA just butchered and made him take out all kinds of stuff. So I recommend getting it from the airoscope.com. Plus, not to mention, if anything that you order from him, he hand signs. So you get the movie, you get the director's cut movie, and you get a Adam Green signature on it too. That's a pretty badass collector's item, I think. That guy? Yeah, I kind of figured. She's, oh my god, Brandon, Jesus. Well, Danielle thinks Sherry Moon Zombie is sexy, but Brandon says that she's as sexy as herpes. I don't know about you, Brandon, but I think that's pretty goddamn sexy. I have 4 different strains myself. Just kidding, ladies. I don't have herpes. I've got syphilis.
Jesus. I think that's worse.
Oh, God.
I don't know what that is that he sent.
Who? A lot of people have the herps, and I grossed myself out. My bad. God. So yeah, like I said, Victor Crowley, I would definitely go to airoscope.com, pick that up. If you don't feel like ordering it from the website, take the cop-out way and go to Walmart or Target or wherever you buy DVDs and buy the butchered version. Call yourself a fan. So what's next, McCamey? All right, yeah. So that was the kill of the week. We're gonna move on to the next segment. It took me a while. Like normally I'm pretty on point with things that I want to talk about on each episode. Like I normally have things planned out, but for some reason this episode tonight, really, I had trouble coming up with what I wanted to talk about tonight. And I was just surfing YouTube earlier, and I was surfing YouTube and I stumbled across some videos. I've heard of this place before, but I'll get into what the place is. But anyway, I've heard of this place before, and I just never really thought about it. I didn't really think about talking about it on the show until I stumbled across some videos today of like not fan, but I guess you could say victim testimonials from this place that I'm about to talk about. Stumbled across some videos, some victim testimonials of this place, and the more of these videos that I watched, the more I was like, holy shit, I've got to talk about this place. But I don't know if anybody has ever heard of it, but part of the SIF squad. Damn right. Represent. SIF squad for life. I'm just kidding. I don't have syphilis either. I've got the gonorrhea. Just kidding. But yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this place or not, but there's a place in California, Orange County, I believe is where it said it was from, or where it was at. But before I even go into that, I just want to say that I fucking love haunted houses. Like haunted houses, I look forward to that the most. I think my tongue ring's coming out. But haunted houses are one of my favorite things to look forward to in October. Like I think they usually start in like late September and they run till like the first or second weekend of November. But I love haunted houses. I look forward to going to haunted houses more than I do really anything else in October. But there is one haunted house in particular. I don't even know if you could call it a haunted house. It's more like a torture house. But anyway, there's this place in California. It's called McCamey. I think McCamey? Yeah, McCamey. McCamey Manor. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that place, but if you haven't, you need to look that up because that place looks insane. Like I said, they claim it to be a haunt, but after seeing some of the videos that I've seen and hearing some of the stories that I've heard about this place, I wouldn't classify it as a haunt. Like I said, I would refer to this place as like a torture house because that's exactly what it seems like it is. But watching some videos today, which we actually have a promo trailer or whatever for this place that we'll play here in a minute. But actually, as a matter of fact, we'll just play that first because it shows some stuff in the little promo that I want to touch on. But this place looks insane. If you have never heard of it, this is one of those places where, for one, you have to sign a waiver to even go in. You have to sign a waiver. You have to go through think some kind of psychoanalysis or something. They have to make sure that you're mentally fit and mentally stable enough to even go through this thing. They say that if you can manage to make it through the entire thing, it could take anywhere. Oh, Jesus Christ! It could take anywhere between 7 and 8 hours. Hours to get through this goddamn thing. There's a wait list, like it's reservation only. I believe it's an all-year thing. Weekends only, all year long. There's a wait list, which from what if I remember right, I think it was like 20 plus thousand people are just dying to get into this place for some unknown reason, because this place looks absolutely terrifying. But we'll go ahead and play the little promo trailer that we have. It's only like a minute and a half long or something. But we'll play that, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff that happens in it. And I'll talk about some of the videos that I saw today. So here's the trailer.
Nobody's gonna save you! You're all alone! No, just let me go!
So yeah, that was the, I guess you could say, the promo trailer or whatever. That was the promo for this McCamey Manor haunted attraction, if that's what you even want to call it, in California. Before I do go on, Brandon said, you know what
the
tongue rings are good
following
for?
has been approved
DJs.
to scare
You know
the
what else
hell
they're good
out
for,
of you.
Brandon? Going down on your mom. So, but yeah, this McCamey Manor, it's in I keep wanting to say North Carolina. It's in California, Orange County or whatever. But in this video, you can see that they get stuff sprayed in their face. They get duct taped. They like the people that run the haunt, like the actors, quote unquote actors, if that's what you want to call them. Like they're allowed to touch you. From what I gather, watching videos and stuff online, like they're allowed to like physically assault you and like shove bugs in your mouth and shit. Which I mean, apparently from what I've seen online, like these people go through, they pay, it's expensive. I've looked up prices before. It's pretty expensive to get on the waiting list or whatever. But like it mentally breaks people down. And people leave the place crying. They leave in tears. A lot of them, most of them, I don't even think anybody's even made it through the entire thing. Like I said, it's like 7 or 8 hours long. If you can withstand that amount of time, it's like 7 or 8 hours long. I don't think anybody has ever even made it that far. Looks like my Sundays. Jesus. I don't know, Danielle. Danielle says she thinks she could do it, but I don't know. Some of the videos that I saw today, it looks pretty goddamn intense. What goes into making a high-tech podcast from the inside?
He's talking about because you can see like the.
Oh yeah, all of your controls and shit that you have. Yeah, it plays random. God. I thought the best part was when Andrew plays random audio when TJ is talking. God.
Hey,
God.
perfect.
In Andrew's defense, there's a lot of stuff going on back there that he's got to focus on like 5 different things at once. Give the man a break. He's doing the best he can.
Because I didn't hit pause on the other fucking video.
Oh well, shit happens. But yeah, Danielle said that she thinks that she could go through this. I don't even know which camera I'm on. On that one? The big one?
You are now.
Oh, well, yeah. Danielle said she thinks that she can go through it. I recommend looking up some of the videos, because you can find, like, because I guess whenever these people go through this place, this McCamey Manor or whatever, People go through it, they're given a camera. I guess they're given like a GoPro or something. And every single thing is recorded. And afterwards, they release McCamey themselves. It's run by a guy named Russ McCamey. And this guy is a sadistic... He has to be a sadistic, crazy-ass MFer. Because some of the shit that he puts these paying customers through is insane. I really recommend looking up some of those victim testimonials, Danielle. You can find you can find footage from people's experiences inside, and the Russ guy, the guy that runs it, Russ McCamey or whatever, he says all the time, like, we can't show you everything. We can't show you everything that goes on. So, I mean, what little bit they do show is so crazy and insane that I don't even want to imagine what the hell it is that they're doing that they can't show. I was watching one today. I was watching a video today of these two. I think they were brothers, Ryan and Steven or something like that. Like big ass biker dudes, tattoos all over their face and head, and like covered head to toe in tattoos and everything. Like big dudes, you know what I mean? And they showed clips of their footage going through this thing, and like 20 minutes in, they were both snot-nosed, crying little girls, like, oh, I can't do it anymore, I'm so terrified, and all this craziness. And that was just like the first 20 minutes. Apparently there used to be, because at the beginning of that video that I watched earlier with the brothers or whatever, at the beginning of that video, the owner, Russ, came on and he said, after seeing what, how did he say it? After seeing what, I guess when the brothers went through, there used to be a certain spot within this place. Nobody says what it is. Nobody knows what it is except the people that have experienced it and the people that work there. But I guess there's some sort of, I guess you could say, trap or whatever that these people go through. And it's like the biggest thing that breaks people. And once people go through it, they no longer want to continue. So these two big-ass biker dude brothers made it to that part within like the first 20 or 30 minutes or whatever, and like from then on they were like, I can't do this anymore, I have to go home. But they forced them to continue on for like another hour and a half or 2 hours. I think altogether they were in there for 3 hours altogether. And the whole time they were just snot-nosed crying. But control your minds. We have seen his screen. I don't know what they're talking about. Chased a real robber out with a real crowbar. Actually, that is true. Danielle did chase. I've heard this story. Actually, it was in the newspaper too, wasn't it? Danielle, she used to work at a Marathon gas station in Aurora. And like I said, I believe it was in the newspaper that she chased, I guess somebody tried to rob her one night because she worked night shift, and she chased him off with a crowbar. Danielle's gangster. I wouldn't fuck with her. You're right. I don't know what day it is, Brandon. I work night shift, so I'm a day behind everybody, so give me a break. But yeah, Danielle, I recommend looking up videos to this place because you say that you think you could do it, but I don't know. After the videos that I've seen, I know I sure as hell wouldn't want to try it. Like they force feed you shit, force feed you like bugs, and I saw videos of like scorpions and shit crawling. Scorpion, spiders, no siree. But yeah, like scorpions and spiders all over your face, snakes all over you. They drown you. I know that there's one spot where they like simulate drowning you, like they push you under the water and leave you under for however long it is that they leave you and pull you up, and like they pretty much basically beat you senseless. This place, I know for a fact that I wouldn't want to do it. When I first heard about the place, I was like, oh yeah, I think that'd probably be pretty cool, because I'm a dumbass. But then I looked up videos and I saw exactly what it is that goes on, and no. I know that you said earlier, Danielle, that what would you say? I'm game if you are. I'm definitely not game, so that's gonna be all you. Matter of fact, why don't you get Brandon to go with you? He can do a preview on the place after they beat his ass. Worst haunt ever, as he's bleeding everywhere. I've been to better haunts than this steamy pile of shit.
I thought this was scary.
Yeah, where's the scary part? I know, Brandon. That's exactly what I thought too. He said their waiver release must be ironclad. Hard to imagine them not being sued. I thought the exact same thing. I don't know how. I don't know. They must have the best lawyers in the entire universe. I have no idea how they are able to pull off some of the stuff that the like I said, victims. That's what I'm going to call them, because that's what they are. What the victims claim that they put them through, and what is shown in the video footage of their GoPros or whatever that they have strapped to them throughout the whole thing. I really have no idea how they can get away with a lot of shit that they do, but somehow they do. Like I said, they must have the best lawyers in the world. And you're right, the release must be ironclad, because as a matter of fact, the video that I watched earlier with the two brothers, after they finally said, "Oh my God, we have enough," or whatever, like, the thing about this place is that they do not, it doesn't matter, they're supposed to have a safe word. I think when it first started, they had a safe word, but they've done away with that, so there's no longer a safe word. The owner, Russ, said that the only way that you can get out is if something medical, like if something medical is wrong, like a psychotic break or heart attack or something like that. That's the only way that they'll let you out, which I think is asinine. That's just crazy as shit. But anyway, these two brothers that went through today, after they had enough, the one brother, the bigger of the two, the one that I thought was gonna make it further than the other one, but the bigger one of the two, like he like I said, had a mental break. Like, he just lost his mind inside, and they ended up having to take him out on a stretcher, brought him outside, laid him down in the grass, and then he came to or whatever. I don't know, I guess he blacked out or something. But when he finally came to, like, he was dumping tears out, and I can't believe, I don't even know where I'm at. And like, he was completely lost. He didn't know what was going on, didn't know where he was, or any of this stuff. And I lost the stream. I can't see comments. I've lost the stream.
The safe word is banana.
Yeah, safe word is banana. Yeah, fuck it. I've got the stream back. But yeah, I mean, this dude, like, he had a mental break, and they finally brought him out. I'm sure if you wave your oh, jeez. God. Oh, man. But yeah, I would look up that video, the one that I'm talking about, the two brothers or whatever. I remember the point that I was making, or that I was going to make. The point that I was going to make was, when they brought him out, they had a nurse on standby, and she was checking over him, doing the eyeball test thing or whatever, the finger test, make sure that he was conscious enough to follow her finger. And as they were checking him out, the nurse noticed a red spot in his eye. I guess at some point throughout it, I don't know if they punched him in the eye or what the hell happened, but he busted a blood vessel or something. Like, his eye was all full of blood and everything. It's like Brandon said, I mean, I don't understand how they can get away with a lot of stuff that a lot of the stuff that they do, but there is not a chance in hell, as I said earlier, there is not a chance in hell that you would ever be able to get me into a place like that. Because for one, like, I don't mind I've eaten some gross shit over the years. I used to eat gross shit for money. I don't think that would so much be the issue, but the drowning, or the implied drowning or whatever, I think I would have a problem with that. Spiders, especially. Spiders and scorpions on my face. At one point in the video, I don't know if you'll have to go back and rewatch it because it happens kind of quick, but at one point in the promo that we played, they show somebody with their mouth open and there's roaches all over their face, and one Huh? Yeah, exactly. Andrew knows. He couldn't do it either. But there's roaches crawling on her face, or his face, whoever it was, and one crawls into her mouth and, like, down her throat. Fuck that shit. Nope. Too big, you're now part of the show. That's not the finger test you give me, TJ. What?
Are you fingering the fucking skull or something?
Well, maybe. I do that a lot. I don't understand why. Like, I'm fingering his eyeballs. You want 2 fingers or 3, Brandon?
This is our ghost reel.
Do what?
Our ghost reel.
The show's really adult tonight. Our ghosts real. Christina Reyes. Our ghosts real. I personally believe in ghosts. Which is weird because well, I'm not going to get into religion, but I personally do believe in ghosts. I told a story last week. I don't know if you watched last week, Christina, but I told a story last week about my grandma's house. My grandma's house is one of the creepiest places I've ever been to. A lot of weird things have happened at that house over the years, especially when I was a kid. I've seen everything from rocking chairs rock by themselves, cabinet doors in the kitchen open and close by themselves, doorknobs rattling when nobody else is home except for me. My grandma told me stories about she'd be in the basement doing laundry and she would hear footsteps, boot steps, walking across the floor upstairs. So I do believe in ghosts. Just because of things that I've seen, which as a matter of fact, I've got a story that I'll probably tell on next week's episode. We'll have another story time with TJ, because I thought about this story today, but I knew that I wanted to talk about this McCamey Manor, so I decided to go with that instead of another story time, because I don't want to do a story time every single week and then run out of stuff. So I'll probably do the story time next week, but I do have a story about, I guess you could say a ghostly experience, I guess. But that'll be next week, along with some other goodies. I do have a couple things planned for next week. Ghosts are real, love is not. Damn right, Brandon. Drowning is fine. Bugs, that's the part I'll have to try hard not to freak out about. That's what Danielle said. I agree too. I think I would still have a problem with the drowning, but I think that I would be able to handle the implied drowning more so. I guess it's more like waterboarding. I guess that's what you could really consider it as, waterboarding. I think that I could deal with that. I would still hate it. It would be terrible. Don't get me wrong, it would be horrible. But I think that I could deal with the drowning a little bit more than bugs and shit crawling on my face and in my mouth. Apparently they force feed you like raw eggs and real gross shit. The brothers that I was talking about earlier, there's one part in the video that I watched earlier with the two brothers where they had both of the brothers, they had their arms like tied up like that, like up on a pipe or something like that. Their arms were up and they were force feeding them shit. And the one brother just started throwing up all over the other brother. It was it was terrible. I couldn't help it.
Why didn't we show that video?
We should have. The whole video, I sat and watched this video. The whole video was like 40 minutes long, and I watched the whole goddamn thing. But yeah, at one point they're force feeding them all this gross shit, and the one brother just starts throwing up all over the other brother. It looks like a really, really intense place. Yeah, skip that subject. Yep.
Danielle wants to tell a ghost story when she comes on.
Oh, yeah. If you want to tell a ghost story when you come on, Danielle, that's fine with me. I'm sure that you have plenty. Actually, I think you've told me a couple of your ghost stories, come to think of it. Tied Up Racy. Yeah, it's a kinky place, it seems like. That is, if you're into the type of kink where they beat and torture you for 8 hours. Yeah, that's pretty kinky, I guess. But yeah, Danielle, on your episode when you come on, which we need to plan that out too. I know, what was it? One day last week, Danielle came over and we watched Demonic Toys, because I don't know if anybody remembers, but a couple episodes ago I mentioned that I was going to start having guests on at some point. I know Roman's going to be on an episode, Brandon I'm going to have on an episode, and Danielle I'm going to have on an episode. The episode that me and Danielle are going to do is going to be about like demonic, like killer toys, like Puppet Master, Demonic Toys, Doll Man, things like that. A lot of Charles Band. I did say it right. Danielle, I said it right. Charles Band. But yeah, the episode that Danielle's going to be on, we're going to talk about like killer toys. Not like Chucky. I mean, we're going to go like less mainstream than Chucky. So yeah, like the Puppet Masters, Doll Man, a lot of Charles Band. Might even dabble a little bit into Ginger Dead Man, because that's a goddamn classic. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Danielle came over and we watched Demonic Toys, and then I believe she's supposed to be coming over tomorrow, and we're going to watch, finally, after years of waiting. A couple episodes ago, I mentioned, when I was talking about Charles Band, I mentioned a movie that he came out with years ago called Unlucky Charms. And I have the movie. I don't know if you guys remember, but I have the movie, but it's in a collector's Unlucky Charms cereal box, and I don't want to open it to get the movie out, so I've never opened it. So I own the movie. I've never seen the movie, but I found it on Amazon for like $4 to rent. So I believe, Danielle, I think that's what we're watching tomorrow. So I hope you're ready. Maybe we'll even get some Lucky Charms and eat Lucky Charms while we watch Unlucky Charms. Because I'm fucking awesome like that. What about demonic sex toys? I think that should be 605's next movie, Brandon. After this year, after CR and Don't Fuck 2, we need to have demonic sex toys. I'll even help you write the script. Because I've got some ideas. So yeah, that was McCamey Manor. I did want to talk about that place because that place is just so off the wall, crazy, insane. As I mentioned, definitely get on YouTube, check out McCamey Manor videos, watch some of the testimonials and stuff, watch some of the footage that they're put through, and check it out. I mean, if you feel man enough and you feel like you can handle it, more power to you. Go try.
Brandon, you have the toys.
You're a bigger man than I am, if you can, or if you do it. If this doesn't include cereal and sex toys now, I'll be sad. Can I write this demonic sex toys movie? Danielle, you can help us write this demonic sex toys movie. I'm sure that you'll have some great ideas as well. And you have the toys, Brandon. I'm not going to comment on that. No comment on the toys that I have, Brandon. Assless chaps and ball gags. That I wear regularly. Choke myself with a belt.
That's why you're always wearing shants.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm always wearing shants, because I got assless chaps underneath. It's the most comfortable way to wear them. I'm not, well, fuck it, it's my show. Then I gagged myself. Never mind, I'm not going to say that. As I was starting to say it, I thought, I better not. God. Alright, so this has gotten this conversation has gotten away from me a little bit, as it normally does. Oh yeah, Dead Awake next. So yeah, moving on. Last week, as you know, people that watch regularly, as you know, I do a movie review type thing. Like I pick a movie every week, and then I watch the movie. You guys are welcome to watch the movie with me, or not with me, but watch the movie as well, and then we can talk about it on the show every week. It's been consistent. I've done it for every single episode so far. Yeah, high five. So yeah, continuing with that tradition, last week I picked a movie called Dead Awake. If you guys watched last week, which I know a couple of you did, last week was a big episode about sleep paralysis and how utterly terrifying that shit can be. So the movie that I chose for the week was a movie called Dead Awake, which has to do, like, the entire plot line of the entire movie is about sleep paralysis. I know that there's a couple new people watching, but if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, I'll give you a quick breakdown, but you should definitely Google it because it's a pretty crazy, intense phenomenon. Sleep paralysis is basically you wake up, you're sleeping, mid-sleep, middle of the night. You wake up, your mind is awake, your eyes are awake, but your body remains asleep. And it gives you a sense of entrapment. Like you're trapped inside of your own body. You can't move. You're completely paralyzed. hence the name, sleep paralysis. And your mind just starts to run wild, starts playing tricks on you. Imagination just goes off the chains. You start to feel like something's in the room with you, a demonic entity, whatever you want to call it. You feel like something's in the room with you. It feels like something is on top of you, choking the life out of you. You can't breathe, you can't move, you can't scream, anything like that until you finally either pass out or you snap out of it. That's basically a quick breakdown of what sleep paralysis is. If you want to know more, definitely Google it, because as I said last week in the sleep paralysis episode, it's happened to me one time, and I know Danielle said last week that it's happened to her on numerous occasions. But it is the single most terrifying thing that I have ever been through. Man, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say that I think I would rather go to McCamey Manor than experience sleep paralysis again, but I know that I would be full of shit, because I'd take sleep paralysis any day of the week. But yeah, sleep paralysis, like I said, that's a quick little breakdown of what it is. Definitely look it up, because it's a really interesting phenomenon, like how it happens, why it happens. There's also a really good documentary on Netflix, at least it used to be on Netflix, I'm pretty sure it still is, called The Nightmare. And it's all about sleep paralysis. It's a really good documentary. After it happened to me, like, I went on a full-fledged witch hunt on trying to find as much information about this crazy-ass phenomenon as I possibly could. And since it happened, I really hope that it does not ever happen to me again, because, like I said, it is definitely very terrifying. I left my fleshlight at Brandon's place, apparently. Sorry about that, Brandon. Just put it in the dishwasher for me. You and Brandon are my favorite dynamic duo. Danielle, you have not even seen anything yet. Like, it's one thing when I'm doing the show and Brandon's commenting or whatever, but when we're together in the same room, oh man, it's pandemonium. If you think this is good, the dynamic that we have here, you just wait. Oh yeah, see, Brandon said the exact same thing. You should see us in person. Yeah, see? I've heard stories. I need a good laugh. Got to get that date with... Yeah, that date was 605 perk. As I mentioned earlier, the Indiegogo for Cinematic Reality is live. And there's a perk in particular. There's one perk in particular that I was really excited about. Like, I really hoped that somebody would get it. But here we are, Brandon, I think 16 days into the campaign. 16 or 17 days in. And nobody has gotten a date with 605 perk. And... to be honest, I'm really kind of disappointed, because I was really excited about that one. Serve y'all lunch on set or something. Yeah, that's a good idea. You could serve us lunch on set when we do CR. That's a good idea. And then you can really see how fucking asinine our conversations are. Previews approved. The Nightmare. See? Sleep Paralysis, The Nightmare. It's a very good documentary. Previews approved it. Not that that means anything, because he hates everything. But, so yeah, Dead Awake. Do you have did we have a trailer for that? Yeah, so Dead Awake was the movie that I chose last week. It's all about sleep paralysis. So we'll go ahead and play the trailer again, so you guys can check out the trailer, and then we'll talk about the movie. I don't know if anybody watched it, but I watched it. So if you didn't, I'm going to talk about it anyway. So here we go.
What's making you scream at night?
Just a nightmare. You know, the one where you're falling and you're about to hit the ground.
Or how about when you wake up and you open your eyes but you can't move? It feels like something's holding you down. You know something's in the room with you. Something evil.
What you are describing is sleep paralysis. You see, when we sleep, the mind shuts down the body so we don't act out on our dreams.
It just feels so real.
You've seen it, haven't you?
was a case study conducted, the deaths of hundreds of people who died in their sleep. All of these victims reported seeing someone on top of them, strangling them.
This all just seems like superstition, right? It paralyzes its victims and crushes the life out of them.
The hag can paralyze your body, but not your mind.
Oh, God. I've seen it. It's real.
And once you can't fight it anymore, it takes you.
That easy? You just stop believing in it?
But how do you stop believing in something you know is real?
So yeah, that was the trailer for last week's movie, Dead Awake. The reason I chose that movie was because of the whole sleep paralysis thing. As a matter of fact, the reason that I told the sleep paralysis story last week was because I found the trailer I found this movie on Netflix, and after I watched the trailer and found out what it was about, that's when it clicked, oh my god, I should tell that story and talk about that. It ended up being a really good episode. I think last week's episode was our longest yet. I think last week's was damn close to 2 hours. It was like 1 hour and 50 minutes. Jesus. So yeah, that was Dead Awake. I don't know if anybody watched it. I know I asked Andrew just now. He said that he didn't, which I mean, he got a lot of stuff going on. He does everything on Magic Squirrel, so I don't expect him to watch because he's a busy man. But everybody else, you got no excuse. No excuse. If you're going to watch this show, I demand that you watch the movies that I choose. I don't care if you watch it or not. That's cool. Like I said, even if you didn't watch it, I'm going to talk about it anyway because it's Heckles and Horror, and I'm the host. I'm in charge.
Oh, because she hears me laughing, I guess, all the time.
Do what?
I was my bad. Keep going.
I haven't met Andrew yet, but we pick on him shamelessly. I feel like he's a human sheep. Poor kid. Andrew's great. You will meet him when you come on the show, Danielle. Andrew is definitely a good person to know, and you see all the shit that he does for this show and for Diabolical Index.
Andrew cries a lot.
Andrew cries a lot. I can neither confirm nor deny that. I'll just stick with Brandon, or Andrew does a lot. So he's entitled to a good cry every now and then, Paul.
I only cry when I cuddle.
He only cries when he cuddles. That's right. I've witnessed it. We cuddled before this show and he was blubbering like a baby. I was like, Andrew, we're about to go live, bro. Get your shit together. That's why we were late, because we were cuddling and I was trying to calm him down. He couldn't stop crying. But, so yeah. Oh, geez, Brandon. Brandon, he is a ruthless vato tonight. So yeah, that was last week's movie, Dead Alive. I think that's a video game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Not Dead Alive, it's called Dead Awake. Movie's about sleep paralysis. You can tell from the trailer. Every time the chick falls asleep, she sees this demonic entity crawl into bed with her, climb on top of her, choke her, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much everything that really does... pretty much everything that your mind makes you believe is really happening when sleep paralysis does strike. I enjoyed this movie. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, but all in all, I did really enjoy it. It really reminded me of the demon. I guess it's the demon, whatever it is. They called her the old hag. Because I guess in the movie, I don't know how much truth there is behind this, but in the movie, they say that the sleep paralysis, whatever the scientific name is, it's also known as the old hag syndrome or something like that. I don't know if there's any truth behind that. I don't know if that's really what people call it in real life, but yeah, this entity, this demonic entity or whatever, they call her the old hag, and she really reminded me of, she was very, Not The Ring. What's the other one? What is that movie?
With the Japanese lady.
Yeah, the Japanese and yeah, that one. Whatever that movie is. Brandon, what is the movie? Not The Ring, but it's the other one that's kind of like The Ring with the Japanese.
They haunt a house and they're like.
Yeah, and she that chick.
With the other little kid with the bowl cut haircut.
Yeah. Dead Alive is a great movie. Did you say? I did say Vato. But yeah, Brandon, what is that movie? Because I can't think of it. But anyway, while I'm waiting on Brandon's answer, the demonic old hag or whatever in Dead Awake. I almost said Dead Alive again. In Dead Awake reminded me of that character. Like, I mean, she moved the same way, kind of like crawling on the floor, all kind of twitchy and jumpy. How they do that sped up, slowed down camera trick or whatever. I don't know what exactly that camera trick's called, but it's really creepy though. But that's what it really reminded me of. But other than that, the entity reminding me of The Grudge. That's right. Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, The Grudge. The demon reminded me of whatever the ghost's name in The Grudge is. Just the way she moved and the way she looked, hair down in her face, and you never really get like a really good look at her face or anything, just like bits and pieces through the hair. But so I guess it is a real thing. I guess they really do call it that in real life. Danielle said that the hag is a thing. She is the one who causes it. In some lore, people have seen her. I haven't though. I know when it happened to me, I didn't see anybody that I don't think I saw anything. I just felt like something was on top of me. But I didn't see anything. It was too dark. I couldn't really tell. But apparently it is really a thing. But yeah, Danielle, more power to you. Whenever you come on for your episode, more power to you. If you want to tell your sleep paralysis story, I'm down to hear it, because I know probably other people will be too. But yeah, back to Dead Awake. God damn it, I keep wanting to say Dead Alive. The demon really reminded me of the entity or whatever from The Grudge. But other than that, as far as the sleep paralysis itself goes, I feel like they really got it right. Because every time it happened to several different characters throughout the entire movie. But it mainly affected the main chick of the movie. But every time it happened to her, like I said, I feel like they really got it right. She would open her eyes, and I mean, the acting probably could have been a little bit better, but I mean, that's neither here. I mean, it's hard to act like you're asleep but awake at the same time, I guess. But yeah, I feel like they got it, because every time she would wake up, she would open her eyes and she would be completely motionless, can't move except nothing but her eyes. The thing would climb on top of her. You could see the fear in her face. Tears start rolling out of her eyes. The thing would crawl on top of her, and it would just start choking her. And it choked several different people throughout the whole movie. If you watched the movie, here's a spoiler alert. But if you watched it toward the beginning of the movie, the main girl, her sister was actually killed by this entity or whatever. I want to say they were twins. If they weren't twins, they sure as hell looked a lot alike. But the one sister was at her house, the other sister was at her other house, and the one who lives throughout the movie, I can't remember their names, but the one who lives throughout the movie, like, she experienced the sleep paralysis thing. They must have been twins, because she felt that there was something wrong with her sister or whatever. But she woke up, and then after the whole sleep paralysis thing and the demon climbed on top of her or whatever, and she snapped out of it, she called her dad, and she called her parents' house and told her, check on my sister, whatever her name is. Check on her, and they went up and found her dead. So, I don't know. I should have looked this up last week. I can't remember. I should have looked this up last week before I did the whole show, but I didn't. But Danielle, maybe you know the answer to this. Has anybody ever died from sleep paralysis? Like, if you know the answer to that, tell me, because I'm really curious. And if it has happened, like, I wonder how. Like, did they die from fear? If hypothetically somebody really did die from it in real life, was it fear-based? Did they die from fear, like have a heart attack in their sleep because they were so terrified, or what? Like I said, I should have looked it up last week, but I didn't, so...
Google says there has never been a report of somebody dying.
The what is it?
Google said there has never been a report of somebody
Oh,
dying.
really? Apparently, according to Google, and Google knows everything, it's all-seeing, all-knowing, Google is God. Which I really do believe that. But according to the Google, nobody has ever died from sleep paralysis, which I'm kind of surprised because it's such a terrifying thing.
Yeah,
And like,
they probably can't prove that they had it, though.
well, yeah, that's true too, I guess. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of up in the air. I mean, I see where you're coming from. You can't prove. I mean, if somebody dies in their sleep, they just chalk it up to natural causes. You can't really prove that they died during this paralysis or whatever. But if it has happened, I assume that it would probably scare them into a heart attack, I would think. Yeah. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I'm curious. I wish there was a way to find out.
It was literally just the first thing that popped up on Google.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I'm sure we're not the only ones that have Googled that before. Yeah. Why does this stream keep messing up?
I don't know. It happens to me too.
I hope it's not. If anybody that's watching, if the stream is messing up, let us know.
It's not messing up.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's still going on mine.
Because it keeps kicking me off, and then...
Oh, yours got it back up.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, it keeps kicking me off, and then it does the loading circle or whatever, so... It's not Dead Alive, that was on top.
According to Google, more people have died watching your show.
Do what?
According to Google, more people have died watching your show.
Who said?
Sleep paralysis.
Jesus.
Said that.
Jesus Christ, Brandon. Last time I checked, you were a big fan of this show, so suck it. I believe people have. You'll know why on my episode of Dragon Ball Z. If you want to talk about Dragon Ball Z, we got an anime show on this network. It's called The Anime Show. I can't say the word. Animonkai, right? Animonkai. You can talk about Dragon Ball Z there. JJ. Who's JJ from Magic School?
The new artist guy that's next door to Corey.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Dead or Alive volleyball. So yeah, if you haven't watched God damn it. If you haven't watched Dead Awake, that's what it's called, right? Yeah. If you haven't watched Dead Awake, Jesus Christ. If you haven't watched Dead Awake, I would check it out. It was worth the watch. I liked it. I wish I would have liked it a little bit more, but I mean, all in all, acting could have been a little bit better as far, like, I mean, pretty much only basically as far as, like, the sleeping and the being awake part while they're paralyzed or whatever. You could kind of tell that it was, I don't want, like, not, you could tell that it was, that they were trying too hard to look like they were paralyzed. Like, I mean, just that. But I mean, as far as, like, dialogue delivery and the characters and everything else was really on point as far as acting goes. The movie itself, it was worth the watch. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, you can watch it there. It might be on Amazon Prime too. I know I watched it on Netflix though. And it's 2018. Who doesn't have Netflix? So yeah, I would definitely check it out. It was worth the watch. And last week, I'm surprised my cousin hasn't been on tonight. That's really surprising. Yeah. What's brown and rhymes with soup? Andrew. What? I don't get that joke, Brandon.
I guess he's trying to be a turd or something? Mm-hmm.
So he's calling you poop?
I guess.
Jesus. So, anyway, that was the movie that I chose for last week. That was the movie that I chose last week for tonight's episode. Like I said, I'm surprised that my cousin hasn't been on, because last week he suggested that I try to find a movie that was more obscure, a little bit more underground, a little bit more independent than the typical fashion of movies that I've been choosing. Which, I mean, we discussed last week that my choices have been probably 50-50. I've chosen probably a good half and half of more mainstream Netflixy type movies as compared to the more obscure, independent, low budgeted Amazon Prime movies. But So yeah, he made that suggestion last week, and I promised him, which I was hoping that he would be watching tonight, so I could prove that, or so I could show him that I promised. I made a promise and I kept it. The movie that I chose for next week, I've actually seen it once already, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I know Brandon's gonna I know he's gonna have a field day with this movie. But I've seen the movie once already, and I liked it. But I want to watch it again, so I chose it for this so that I could review it on the show. But the movie that I chose for next week is called Spirit Camp. It's basically, we have a trailer for that too. We'll play that here in a second. But Spirit Camp is about this group of teenage girls. They go to, surprise, a spirit camp, a cheerleading camp for like team building exercises, and they have like a cheer competition or whatever coming up soon. They go to this cheer camp or whatever, and they start getting picked off one by one. So we'll go ahead and play the trailer for that, and this is the movie that I've chosen for next week. I personally enjoyed it. I'm excited to watch it again, and I'm excited to talk about it on the show. Hopefully some of you guys will watch it too, so that we can discuss it. But whenever Andrew's ready, we have the trailer for Spirit Camp.
In 2 weeks, you will be competing in the Cheer Nationals. We're here to give you the tools it takes to win in that event.
Listen, you girls be good now and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, we'll try not to knock up any strippers. We can go now. We are gonna have so much fun. Yes, we are.
What was that?
Oh, that's my new move. I call it the roller coaster.
And if I get any more trouble out of you tonight, I'm calling the sheriff, and you can face criminal charges if you like.
What could you possibly lose at this point? I mean, how much more trouble could we really get in?
But what brings you out this way?
It's not exactly good news. Teddy the Butcher escaped from the palace last night.
He butchered 2 teenagers. Did horrible things to the young girl. He's a killer, all right?
Hey guys, is that...
There's no serial killer running around the woods, okay? God, you girls need to stop telling those stupid ghost stories.
They're not ghost stories.
For all I know, you could be the killer. And you're just luring me out here into the woods to mutilate my tight little body.
I suppose you're gonna say you didn't kill Lindsay either. That she's happened to fall on another needle.
This ain't one of those TV shows, you know, where you get your neat little clues, it leads you to the killer at the end of the hour. Every second one of these freak shows is out on the street, just another opportunity for him to cause trouble.
You're about to get on my bad side.
Have you ever killed anyone before?
I'm sure. Like, no, I'm not a psycho.
Trailer for Spirit Camp. That's the movie that I've chosen for next week. Oh shit, man. Yeah, you liked that one, didn't you, Danielle? Oh man, that was good. That was a good comeback, Brandon. I gotta hand that one to you. That was good. But yeah, Danielle said she hates it already. I'm assuming you hate it because of the the cheerleader factor, and they're all snobby and preppy or whatever. But you'll be happy to know that most of them get murdered. So that should be a redeeming quality for the movie. That should make you feel better. I don't even know what the hell's going on here anymore either. The show has gotten way out of hand tonight. But so yeah, that was the movie pick for next week. It's called Spirit Camp. Like I said, I've seen it already. I've only seen it one time, and it's been a while. I remember really liking it. I remember that it really did have some really funny parts. But so yeah, that'll be the movie that I talk about next week. If anybody has any ideas of things that they want to hear mentioned on the show that you guys want to talk about, anybody has any ideas of things that they might want to talk about, leave some suggestions in the comments. Like I said, today, I really didn't know. I didn't know until probably about 2 or 3 hours before I came over here what exactly I was going to talk about tonight. But next week should be better. I've got some ideas in the works, but if you guys do have anything that you would like to have discussed or you guys want to talk about, let me know. I don't mind campy teen death. It's the 35-year-old teenagers. God. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. But they're willing to be nude, so you can't have real teenagers. Which, as I was telling Andrew, within the first 10 or 15 seconds of this movie, there are boobs. Boobs and a murder. Great way to start out a horror movie. Check out Girls Gone Dead. I feel like that sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen it. I'll look that up tonight, Brandon, when I get home. I'll look it up and see if I can find it on Amazon or anything. There's another movie. What is that movie? There's another movie, Brandon, that I watched a while back about cheerleaders. Wow, man, cheer something. That'd be another really good one to review to suggest everyone to watch if I could think of it. Next week, I'll find out the name and I'll remember it next week and I'll mention it next week. But yeah, Girls Gone Dead. I'll definitely check that one out tonight. I'll see if it's on Amazon or Netflix or something. I feel like I've seen it on one of them, but I just haven't. I've never watched it. Zombie Strippers, Jenna Jameson. Yeah, I think that is right. I think Zombie Strippers. I think Jenna Jameson is in that. Nudity needs to happen in horror. Yes, as gratuitous as it can possibly be. I don't necessarily agree that it has to happen in horror, but in a slasher movie, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice to see a pair of boobs. Every now and then. Who doesn't love boobs? Exactly, Paul. But, so yeah, Spirit Camp is the show, or the movie for next week. Anything that, I'll check out this Girls Gone Dead, Brandon, that you mentioned. If anybody else wants to hear anything, or anything specific that they would like to hear about on the show, or hear me talk about, or interact with me about, let me know. Zombie Strippers was terrible. Well, I mean, it's called Zombie Strippers, so really, what did you expect? Did you expect it to be good, Brandon? Because I sure didn't. I knew what I was getting into when I went into that movie. I mean, Jenna Jameson is in it. She's good at acting in porn. Nothing else. Alright, so everybody's talking about sex toys now, so I guess I'll just go ahead and end this show. Hour and 23 minutes. I'm alright with that. So, until next week, this has been Heckles and Horror. I don't have a good outro this week either. I kind of winged the intro and the outro. So, as always, I'm your host, TJ. This has been Heckles and Horror. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys next week, and we'll talk about Spirit Camp and a few other goodies that I have planned. So, see you next time at 10-ish, next Tuesday. See ya!
The squirrel was magic!
long enough for you, Brandon?